Yes, everyone, welcome back to Five. Stephen Howson, Anton Ferdinand, three more youngsters today that we're going to be looking at. And Anton, we're looking at some creators, not necessarily a specific position, because I'd argue that these three all play slightly different variations of position, but we're looking at people that are creating opportunities for everyone. Can I give you this kid first, Florian Wirtz? What do you know about him for starters? And then I'm going to talk to you about why I'm excited about this kid.
What I do know about this young man is that he is sought after.
I'm not feeling your energy, Anton, because this guy is unreal. Look at him. Look at the stats.
All right, cool.
Your energy ain't matching how good this kid is.
All right, let me come again then.
Right, thank you.
This guy.
There we go.
There we go. You can tell why he's sought after. You can tell why the top class, the Barca's and that, are after this guy. His range of passing, the way he glides past people, De Bruyne-esque. That's what I'm going to say.
Manchester City need to go and bring him in and just be like, watch him for a bit and then move De Bruyne, because De Bruyne with his injuries doesn't actually play full seasons. You might have a copy-paste of De Bruyne here. Let me talk to you about this passing. So obviously you spoke about that passing there, but let's have a look at the passing. I want to show you where his passing is. This is his progressive passes and assists. Look at that. Look at that.
Majority red. It's frightening.
That's because the assists are the orange. You've got people with a range of assists like this. The red is the progressive passes.
Of course.
We got the normal passes there. We took them off because they're not even...
But that's what I'm saying. On previous players that we've done, you see a mixture of red and white. Here, the red dominates. Progressive passes.
That's all he does.
Oof.
Moves the ball forward. This is such a hard skill to have. It's to someone that's pushing the ball into dangerous places. And it's not just pre-assists, I think, right? And it's a bit of an Americanism. But when you look here, look at the angles of some of these passes. You can't tell me that whoever's receiving the passes in this zone, in this zone, in this zone, aren't then knocking it off for somebody else to have a shot, for somebody else to get an assist.
Can I tell you why he is De Bruyne-like? Just looking at this. Please tell me where there's a straight pass on this page.
Angles for days.
You're coached as a kid, by the way. When you're in the system, you are coached as a kid. Straight balls, no. Play on the diagonals, it gives your player that you're playing against a chance to make his mind up to go where the ball needs to go, right? This kid plays on the diagonal. Straight balls are not in his vocabulary. They're not in his armory. This is what I'm saying.
This one maybe, but that's probably a through ball in for someone as well.
But that's
it's
different.
A maybe. It might be.
It's a maybe. It might be, but there's penetration on that.
Oh yeah.
In the wide areas, you see them more straighter because they're the ones. You know what Aaron Lennon used to do to Patrice Evra?
He split the fullback.
Exactly. Aaron Lennon used to use Patrice Evra regular. He would draw Patrice Evra out because Patrice Evra knows that he's quick, wants to get tight to him, rightly so as a fullback. But then the minute Modric gets on the ball, as Evra's coming out, Aaron Lennon changes his run.
Getting behind that.
Gets him behind. The ball in behind, that's the straightest ball you're going to get from a top player. And he's got that in abundance.
What was that he said, Steve? Can he run with it? I'll show you this. That's where he's dribbling.
Cool. Wow.
What more do you want him to do? He's got goals. He's got assists. He's got progressive passes. He's opening defenses like they're tins of beans. And then he's picking the ball up. And he's like, forget that. No one's in a decent spot. I'm going to just move with it myself. And he's carrying it into the box. He's carrying it down the wing. He's carrying it through the middle. This kid's a joke.
He is. And he's got delivery. He's got delivery in the areas that he needs to deliver. He's got every club in the bag as well, by the way. You know, you hear people talk about Trent Alexander, about he's got every club that he needs and uses them at the right times. Because you can have every club if you want, but it's knowing when to use that club. This boy, seriously, you're right. Pep, if you're watching this, you got to go and get him.
No, don't.
You have to.
You can't sign Erling Haaland and then replace De Bruyne before he's even done with him. That's not fair.
This is what the great managers do. This is what the great managers do.
If the day I see this in a newspaper, I might shed a tear.
He's that good.
He's that good.
But one thing for sure, I want to see him in the Premier League. Right. I want to see him in the Premier League.
Anton, we've seen the stats. You've seen his goals. You've seen his assists. These lot have all paused the video and have gone Googling to be like, who is this kid? Yeah, you've gone on your scout reports. You've gone on your YouTube. You've seen all the rest of it. What they want to know now is, I've seen where his assists are coming from. I've seen that he can dribble with it, but where does he stack up when it comes to the big boys in Europe? Bosh!
He's right amongst it. He is right amongst it.
He's next to Thomas Muller, and you'd be like, well, Bundesliga tax. But he plays in the Bundesliga.
Wow.
He's next to Kimmich.
He's not far from yours truly, though, who we're saying he plays like. Kevin De Bruyne.
You take him out of Leverkusen. I mean, don't, but what if you did? You take him out of Leverkusen, you put him with City, with all of those runners, with 150% possession like he's going to get at City.
Wow.
Do you tell these numbers, are they going to go backwards? They're not going backwards, they're going forwards.
And you know what? Do you know why he's a pet player as well? Because he receives the ball under pressure. He don't mind pressure. He don't mind contact when he's receiving the ball. Give me a player who's like that, please. A top player who's like that.
Just look at the names around him. Bruno, De Bruyne, Messi, Neymar. Come on. Come on. And this is people that's expected assists and key passes. People that are just being like, have that. Pass masters. Unbelievable.
And how old is he?
He's 18.
18 years of age.
18!
God. This is what I'm saying. Like, at 18 years of age, delivering this type of thing, these type of stats.
There's some countries he can't even watch his own highlights because
exactly.
they're not fit for consumption. Unbelievable.
Wow.
That's a joke. Absolute joke. I don't think the next two players, who are good players as well, by the way, I don't think they can even be in this episode.
Can I just say one thing? I need to put this out there, right? You see the way we spoke about Jude Bellingham? This guy needs to be spoken about the same way as him.
Come on, them together.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. But it's got to be in England. I want to see both of them in the Premier League.
I think you might.
That's what I want to see. Both of them in the Premier League.
I think you might.
At the same club.
I don't think you might.
Wow.
Bellingham's a bit too all action, I think, for City. I could be wrong. And Pep could go in a different direction.
But imagine them two in a team for years to come.
The next 10, 15 years, maybe, you've just gone, no more signings needed for me.
Wow. But let's look further down here, right? Spoken about as an unbelievable talent.
Serious.
Look where he is compared to him.
And they're not far off. Similar positions as well, really.
Look at it. It's crazy. He's above him. He's about to take over in the national team. Cruz, look. And we're talking about a legend here, by the way.
Yeah, not
talking about a legend,
but someone in terms of the amount of key
yeah,
passes.
but in terms, but this boy,
18.
He can dictate though. By the way, he can. That's what I'm saying. He's got every club in. He's got every club.
Look at the players around him: Muller, Neymar, Messi, Kimmich, Fernandes, De Bruyne. He's in the mix of all of those. Put it this way: there's no over 18s in that mix.
There isn't.
No other teenagers in that mix. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Who are we talking about next? I got one more for you. We've just seen like the future of number 10s. I don't think this kid's got the same ceiling. And it almost feels unfair to put this kid and the next kid in this same video. But he is a creator and he is someone that I think is very, very exciting. And I'm going to tell you who he reminds me of. But Jeremy Doku, what are we saying?
I really, really like Jeremy Doku. I really like him. The pace and power of this kid is frightening. And he knows there is one of his main attributes. And he uses it at every opportunity.
Give me a name. Who's he remind you of?
It's an hard one, you know.
Really?
Yeah,
I think
I'm struggling.
This is a copy-paste league, and I think we've just had the new De Bruyne. I think you're looking at the next Adama Traore.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, but I'd say he's got better end product than Traore.
I don't know. He's found his end product since he's gone to Barcelona.
Yeah, but I just think this kid, you can see why the Belgium national team, they love him. The Lukaku loves him, loves to play with him. Direct, whippy, puts the ball in the back and puts the ball in great areas.
I think he's precise, which is hard to do at the pace that he runs at because, like you said, he is just 100 mile an hour. He's 100 mile an hour that way, and he's 100 mile an hour stopped, and then he's 100 mile an hour that way. And good luck keeping up with that.
And this is the thing. But you know what? You know what I like about him more than anything? He knows what he's good at, and he does it. Listen to how simple that sounds. You want a career in the game, guys? Know what you're good at and do it.
And for me, dribbling is what he's good at. He's just pick it up, see ya.
Unbelievable. Listen, as I've mentioned on other episodes, as a defender, which I was, defending pace is the hardest.
How do you defend that? So him and Adama Traore, I put them both very much in a similar bracket, that you're going to have to do something about them.
Okay, let me put it in this context for you. And I'll use Kieran Richardson and I'll use Theo Walcott, right? Both quick. People think Theo's quicker just because of what you see and the way it's perceived. Kieran Richardson was quicker than Theo. And the reason why I say that is because Theo, when he was running, he was lightweight, so you could move him. You could make him have to run round your arm, which takes him longer, which gives me, because I had a bit of pace, I must say I had a bit of pace. It gave me that time to get to the ball because you've got to run round the arm. Or when he ran around the arm, I would go wider, so I had to keep going wider and wider and wider. Kieran Richardson, powerful. I class someone who's powerful when they're running quicker than anyone who's maybe quicker than them, but not powerful. Because on the football pitch, it's about contact as well. You can't just be quick, but when contact comes,
so you can give Theo a bit of a bump, and he's got to
readjust, which takes his pace down.
You give Doku a bump.
You give him a bump, you're probably bouncing off of him. That's the thing. And so for me, when you're defending pace and power, as a defender, it's nightmares. It's nightmares.
And the confidence that, because he knows he's sick as well, and he knows he's going to take you on, and he'll look at you and go, "You're not getting me."
Exactly. And you know as well, people won't know him, but I need to reference him. When I was a kid playing for West Ham, right, there was a young boy named James Allen, right, out of Tottenham, North London. And when you talk about confidence, and you talk about this guy, and the reason why I have to reference it is because when we played in the youth team, he played right wing, and he would actually look at left backs and look at them before the game and go, "Listen, I'm going to get you released today." I swear, that's what he used to do. And I kid you not, he would take that left back to the cleaners. I've seen a few left back that he played against turn around and scream, "Is somebody going to help me?" That's how good he was. Didn't quite make the grades because of stuff off the pitch, but I had to reference James Allen because for people that know him, he was an absolute joke. And when we're talking about wingers that are quick, fast, and deliver, he comes to mind every single time.
I got another winger. Noni Madueke. He's over at PSV, but he's from Barnet. He's English. I believe he's at Crystal Palace, Tottenham, turned Manchester United down, pops up in the Dutch league, doing a madness.
Do you know what? Really like this kid as a player, but it kills me that we've got another player who's had to leave England in search of first team football.
I like it, mate. I like it. No, I think it brings the culture back to the English national team.
No, I get that. Jadon Sancho went away, done unbelievably, not even unbelievable, was a joke, which got him his move for £75 million. Mm-hmm. Coming back to England, struggled.
Never played Prem before.
I
think this could happen with
It could happen with him. Play some games, move. But they have to move because they're not getting opportunities. Other countries are trusting our young players before we are. That for me is a problem. I think.
Maybe.
That for me is a problem. He's at PSV wearing a number 10. Wearing a number 10 at PSV. Coming in off the right onto his left foot.
Go on, which player does he remind you of? Because I got my own thoughts on him as well.
He's got the stature and the silky chops like him. Cole Palmer, which for me I said emulates Mahrez. The way that he shows you the ball. What I like about him, he shows you the ball, knowing that he's going to entice you as a defender to go and nick it.
The feet are. You need 60 frames a second to see the ball because he is going to show it you, and he's like Paul Daniels.
But this is the thing, though. Not many players have that, to be able to show you the ball and anticipate you as a defender going to nick it, and just before you're going to nick it, he manipulates the ball.
I say, for those that are watching at home, the chop, the constant change of direction, very different to what you get with Adama Traore, because I think he's a lot more straight line, direct.
You can't put Adama and this guy in the same.
No, I think they're totally different. But Wilf Zaha, I see a lot of Wilf Zaha in that constant change.
Yeah, but I think he's cleaner.
Ooh.
He's cleaner. Wilfried Zaha sometimes erratic. Does his thing.
He's very precise. I give him that.
Does his thing. Listen, Wilf Zaha, you can't say a bad thing about him. I think fantastic Premier League career he's had. Unbelievable. Joke of a player. But this guy's cleaner. Maybe it's because he's left-footed. You know what they say about left-footed players? They're cultured. They're lovely. Do you know what I mean? That's why when I was a youngster, I tried to be a left footer. I worked on it day and night to try and look like a left footer.
There we go. Madueke, Doku, but Florian Wirtz. These three could go to the top of the game. I think there's a little bit of a lower ceiling on these two than there is on Wirtz. But one of these could pop up somewhere absolutely bonkers, like a Barcelona or somewhere like that, and do an absolute madness. I really believe that.
And did we mention he plays for England?
Yeah.
This is an English product, by the way, guys.
PSV.
And he gives us something different.
Playing European football.
But he gives us something different. Playing off that right of the three-man attackers, off that right, he gives us something different.
Well, for the first time in a long time, you've got the likes of Bellingham. Obviously, Sancho's came back now, but you've got Willox and all of these people going out and playing their trade. Angel Gomez in France doing a madness as well. So, you've got people out here doing that. And I think that's good. I think for the English game, that's a positive rather than a negative.
Yeah, but as someone who came through the English setup, and the English game makes you robust. There's no getting away from it. It makes you, it hardens you, and that's why you see a lot of players go out on loan in lower league clubs to become a man, to be robust. Jadon Sancho almost, and I use Jadon Sancho as an example because it's the best example that I can give. Jadon Sancho is now having to come back to England, and now he's feeling like he's having to become a man again because of the robustness of the league. This is why I'm saying for some young players, yeah, it's fantastic to get games under your belt. If you can play for PSV, fantastic. But we're seeing how hard it is to then come back, And that's the one thing that's scared. That's the one thing that frightens me in terms of all these youngsters going abroad. Yeah, it's fantastic. They're bringing different culture. They're bringing different types of the way a footballer thinks. Because in every league, the way the football's thought about, the way it's played is very different. In all the leagues, all the top leagues. So they're bringing that experience, which is fantastic. But what do we as English fans want to see? What do we see as success?
For me, club success over country, but I'm not everyone.
But that's why people are looking at you going, what, you don't want England to win the World Cup?
Don't care.
Come on, Steve. Come on, Steve.
Honestly, don't care.
You don't want Harry Maguire to lift the World Cup?
I'm going to call that video a day right there. But cheers to Anton for his wild opinions. And cheers to you guys at home. Make sure to subscribe. I want to know who's making it out of these lot. And does Pep need to sign Florian Wirtz? I hope not. Before you go, make sure to go and check out Secret Scout on Instagram for some of the best content about these up-and-coming youngsters. There's loads of hidden gems on there that you need to see, not just the ones that we're talking about over here on YouTube. Go check it out. Link is in the description.